We help fill the retention need in two ways. One, we remain unaffiliated with any mission agency or church. There's no one church that we represent. We represent many churches, and there's no one mission agency that we represent. We want to be independent of them because that gives us a little more credibility with the missionaries, because they are going to, they tend to be a little more candid with us than they wouldn't otherwise be. And the second thing that we do to help this missionary retention need is to be available when supporting churches and mission agencies aren't. I had the privilege of going to Turkey a couple of years ago, and when I came back, it was a very small mission organization. We happened to know the missionaries that were in Ankara. And when they came back, the director called me from Kansas, I think, and he asked me how the couple was doing, and we keep everything confidential, but I could tell him that they were doing well, and they were. And he just said, I still can picture the tone of his voice, or hear it. He said, "I'm so glad that you went. We just don't have the resources to do that. I should be out there to see them every couple of months, but we're lucky if we can get there once a year." So he said, "I am just so grateful that you're doing that." And they just weren't available because they don't have the resources. We had getting back to the first point, we had a couple come they had been missionaries in one of the Latin American countries to come and stay with us for a week at our home for debriefing. And they had some significant issues with their team, lots of team problems. And I asked them, I said, "Well, did you talk to your member care people?" Well, and they go, "Oh, no." I said, "If we would have done that, we would have unlocked a can of worms. We'd still be there a month later, because one of the member care people is related to the person that we had the conflict with." And he said, "We just didn't feel we could really tell them what was really going on because of all the interrelationships with each other." That's one of the interesting things that we've noticed about some mission agencies. A really good thing is some mission agencies have 3-4 generations of missionaries that have gone out from that same mission agency, and that's wonderful. It speaks to the commitment and the ethic of that organization. On the other hand, the downside of that is you get everybody knowing each other, and everybody's somehow a relative of somebody else. It makes dealing with some problems a lot more difficult.